Hey man, welcome back to Man Time. Today's episode, when is the perfect time to use a handsaw? For me, I've got a job where I need to see about getting power to a house pad in the woods where I'm homesteading. That's what this channel is. If it's your first time joining me, well, you're not alone. It's a pretty small channel. Not too many people are doing this. Maybe more since the housing market seems to have exploded and no one can afford a house. So maybe you're looking at getting some land out in the woods, and maybe you can find that a little bit cheaper or adequately priced enough to where you think you might be able to build a house on it and come out a little bit ahead. That's where I was 10 years ago, and now I'm here. So anyways, let's talk about when it's the right time to use a handsaw. Welcome to Man Time. Back in through here, you can just see how tight it is. I mean, trying to swing a big bar around in here is just is not going to be helpful to anybody. I mean, I'm just surrounded, right? But what I'm trying to do, there is actually a power line over here somewhere, and I want to, okay, here we go. So here is our power. Here's our power line, and it is strapped down over there. Now, I need to run it through there. So I am just going to pick a spot and kind of start cutting down trees just going that way. All right, so what I want to do here is run a trench. The plan is to get a trencher in the next couple of weeks here and trench my water line. And while I have the trencher, it sure would be nice to make a path through the woods here and run a trench where I can do power coming through the woods underground. What I've been told here with the power is that they will drop one pole for you, but just looking straight path from this pole to where the house pad is, it's going to be a two pole drop. And that's, I mean, I'd pay for that, but it might be beneficial to have the option to do an underground line at the same time. So that's what I'm planning on doing. Let's take a look kind of through the woods here. And yeah, it's just a wall of woods. Some of the trees are a little bit bigger and they could come over and hit the power line. So we've got to be cognizant there. Alright, well, the 338 XPT is doing pretty good. Real quick precursor here before we get started. Just to let you know, I'm not saying that you should use a handsaw on the ground. That's a decision you have to make, and some people might believe that that's a harmful and wrong decision. You know, some of those people might also believe that their mowers weren't designed to mow in reverse. That's not the case either. Somebody at some point in time decided we weren't smart enough to run our mowers in reverse. It's a hazard. It's dangerous. People could get hurt, maybe even killed. Mowers are powerful things. But your will to overcome, perceive what's right and wrong, that's up to you. I'm not going to tell you either way. You can make the decision on my videos based on what I'm doing, if that is right for you or not. That's what makes America great and freedom great, and you can choose to use your handsaw on a tree or on the ground or wherever you'd like to. You bought it, it's yours. You don't have to listen to me. And in fact, I'm not telling you to do anything either way. That's not what this channel is about. You can see what I'm doing, maybe learn from my mistakes or my successes, and choose your own path. That's kind of what it's all about. My path today is going down through these woods with this little handsaw. Let's get to it. Let's cut some trees down. I have two goals today. Cut a path down through the woods to be able to run a trencher from this power pole to my house pad and get this shirt completely drenched in sweat. If I complete those two things today, I'll be alright. I guess keep all the blood in my body. Be a good thing too, but I mean, those are decisions you're going to have to make. What's your comfort level? What's your experience level? What are the things that you need to keep on you to make you feel safe and comfortable? I mean, if you need somebody else to make those decisions for you, you're missing out on a big part of what life's all about. I like this automatic decomp too. Holy smokes, am I there yet? This looks all sweaty. This is all sweaty. Oh, I've got some non-sweat back here. I'm almost there. There was one other reason I came out to the woods today, besides cutting through the forest here for a path to run a trencher, was to try out this saw to make sure it was going to be tree worthy. Because when you get up in the tree, there's really nothing you can do. And what I'm seeing right now, the chain is completely dry. I started to hear it, and you may be able to hear it in the video, as long as I don't speed it up and put some goofy music behind it. The chain is like, it's completely locked up. So this thing was struggling to pull the chain, because it got hot and wasn't getting adequate oil. Now I've got the oiler opened completely up. Let's just see if we can get some oil flowing through it here. Man, I like this automatic decomp. Yeah, I'm just not seeing a ton of, oh, there goes some oil. So this thing just does not oil very well, it seems like. It seems like it was, yeah, it's oiled now. I guess just for the amount of time you run it, you just kind of pull the trigger and cut a branch and pull the trigger and cut a branch. It's not oiling very well. So, note to anyone who has the saw and to myself, After each cut, give it a couple revs maybe to help it relube. But so far, that's the only problem I've had with it. Starts super easy every time, little like half pull, nothing. Partially, I think, due to that automatic decomp. I've got about half a tank of oil and maybe about just below a quarter tank or so of gas. And I was in there, I mean, I cut quite a few trees down, but again, it's like something like this, right? Every handsaw comparison, I'm comparing to this. I mean, this could do that basically double. I think I could get double the amount of work out of a tank of gas in this versus that. But the downside of this one is the tunability. It's almost impossible to get it to run right with the chain stopped. And then there's no brake on it. Even like so in a tree, right? You want to start it and it's going to start up and the chain's going to be spinning regardless. And when I was talking about needing a handbrake, that's what I was talking about. I want to be able to be in a tree with the brake set and start it and not have the chain spinning. Because there's times when you're, twisted around, hanging on, whatever, and you don't want it to slip and hit you. That's my comfort level. So that's why I want a chain brake for a tree that I'm taking, a saw that I'm taking in a tree with me. So we'll see. Well, I noticed I knocked off a couple of the front of the teeth on this side here. And when people talk about giving their saw a scuff, I mean, this is just what I do. But I've got, for this 3/8 low profile chain, I like a 5/32 4mm. And I just like to hit it, basically going with the same angle that the saw originally had. And just so you get a little bit of a burr starting to form there. And right there is just sticky sharp. So my problem has always been with sharpening chains, the left hand, right? I'm a righty, and sharpening this chain going, toward the right hand, it just seems like there's no, I don't know, I haven't figured it out. But I've got two going the same way. I'm going to start on this one. See, it's always helpful for me to start like by holding the chain. I think this is factory grind on this one still too. Everybody's going to have a dominant, a dominant hand and therefore a dominant sharpening. Boy, that feels pretty good. If I can keep that up, I think I'll be doing okay. But I guess, like with anything, it's just practice, But I don't have time to practice for hours and hours and days. The times that I use a chainsaw, that it's not going to be 100 degrees, are fairly limited in the wintertime. So I like to get the job done as... You know what, matter of fact, I still use the 2-in-1. I had a video on my channel showing, the 2-in-1 sharpening. And that's what I use for like my 3/8, my normal 3/8 stuff. Love it. I may order one for, you know what, I'm gonna order one with a 5/32 file. That's the problem with those 2-in-1s, though. You've got to have a different one for each type of chain, which kind of sucks. And the same with the raker gauges. I guess it's a cool thing to get in here and get a really nice close-up shot of what this looks like. So right there is one of the teeth. And it is razor sticky sharp. side here. Yeah, she's sharp. Alright, so right here behind me I have got the power pole, and I have just got a few large trees now that I've kept standing in this, you know, little overgrown grove of trees. Yeah, I've got this really big one here, and all the limbs are facing that way, and the lean is facing that way, and the power lines are over that way, and I mean, if it's not tall enough to reach them, it's almost. So the only way that I'm going to be able to get this tree to go this way is to do a back cut first, and this is going to be my first back cut first in a tree. So let's see how it goes. One thing I'm doing, I'm testing and trialing this, of course. So putting it into the on position with the brake on. Man, that's gonna be nice operation in a tree. I mean, the ability, it's just so nice with that automatic decomp. The 200T doesn't do that. I mean, it feels like it has no compression, right? It feels like you've got the decomp on, which is just awesome. So I think I'm going to really enjoy this saw on a tree. Back cut first. All right, so here's our tree, and as we go up, yeah, all the limbs are coming back this way, and the lean is coming back this way. All right, here we go. I've got the area all cleared out around this tree. Got wedges, got my wedge driver, got a nice sharp chainsaw, and this one I'm going to be having to dig the root system out. It's on a slope. It wants to go basically straight this way. So I'm gonna work with that and kind of put the center holding wood in line with that, so it's not wanting to kind of tip back on my bar. You know what I'm saying? It's pointing this way, and I'm going to have my bar facing that way, and I'm going to be up here because I'm going to want something to grab onto with the backhoe to get it to come over, shooting it this way. Let's try it. Okay, I think I've got it where I want it. I'm going to get 2 sets of wedges going here. I'm going to have one, yeah. And then I've got these to double up if I need to. So I'm going to start in with this big one, just to get it set up, and then I'll come in from my front cut here. That actually worked pretty good. I didn't quite make it all the way on that the front cut. I went way in the back. I mean, I was just kind of watching it until it did something, and it just never did anything. So that worked out. Yeah, I just started, saw it start moving and got my bar out of there and got back. Let's do another test here. Can you limb with a top handle chainsaw? Let's find out. Alright guys, final test. Can you buck firewood with a handsaw? Let's try it. Whew. Oh, smokes. Oh. Well, it's getting to be about 100 degrees out here. And I think I came to do what I was needing to do. I created a path to the power pole and only used a handsaw. Matter of fact, I only brought handsaws. That's all I had in my bag today. It was more about testing this specific handsaw, but as you saw there, it'll cut down small trees, it'll cut down bigger trees, it'll do back cut first for me, and it'll buck them, it'll limb them, it'll do whatever you want. So will it work as an all-purpose forest tool on the ground? Check. Will the safety police show up for you running it on the ground? Nope. So do whatever you want with your handsaw. That's where I really feel like these are the best tool for me. When it's 100 degrees, when I'm working in small forest, when I want to get the job done quick, man, no better tool. But that's going to do it for today on Man Time. Get out there, have you some man time too.